Dealbreaker.
Hey babe, if we eat enough here, I won't have to take you out to dinner. So, eat up.
Dealbreaker.
Oh, where do I see myself in 15 years? Parents' basement.
Dealbreaker.
It's either me or the mustache, Jeremy.
Slap that girl.
When I go bald, I'm growing a wicked comb over.
You look as hot as my mom in that dress.
You better burn that dress.
But lately I've been craving more intelligent prey. I really want a 10-carat blood diamond.
Don't you dare put a ring on
The
that.
Harry Potter movies were so much better than the books.
I'll wear this hunting vest and you wear these deer antlers.
Call the police. Dealbreaker.
Smear the mustache, Jeremy. Smear the mustache. And I want to know, what are your handbag deal breakers? Deal breakers can be anything right across the board, from relationship deal breakers, career deal breakers, where I'm going to live. What are your deal breakers there? But talking about relationship deal breakers, I mean, is it the white socks and the sandals look? Is it the mustache? Smear the mustache, Jeremy. Is it the Crocs? Is it the meanness? Is it, as we say in Ireland, he's queer stingy? Not a nice trait. Really not a nice trait. Or is it just the fact that he wants to live with his mother for the rest of his life? What are your deal breakers? But today we're talking about handbag deal breakers, and I'm going to be giving you my top 5 all the way down to number 1. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to give you a bonus tip on what I mark off in my checklist for my handbag deal breakers. At the end of the day, we are making expensive purchases here, so we want to make good ones. And speaking of which, if you like luxury, if you like handbags, fashion and lifestyle, and you're new to this channel, hi, how are you? And welcome back to all my older subscribers. I hope you love it here. That's what we discuss here: practical, functional and smart decisions on luxury, fashion and lifestyle. So stick around and let's jump into the video for the first handbag deal breaker. So my number 5 handbag deal breaker is if the bag is heavy. Now, I've plenty of experience in this actual situation because my past career was modeling, and when we were younger we had to carry around all our items in the bag, whether it was shoes and tights and everything else. Very glamorous job. No, it wasn't. But anyway, so we used to have to go around to our castings and auditions and jobs with lots of shoes and lots of tights and lots of makeup in these huge handbags. So this is an absolute no-no for me. A very heavy bag. We want to make our lives more simple. We want to make our lives more functional and practical. And to be honest, when you're carrying a very heavy bag, you know, you just seem to dump more stuff in there than you actually need. You know, the kitchen sink, that goes, oh yeah, let me carry your stuff. And yours, I'll carry yours as well. No problem, just dump it all in here. Everyone else is walking around hands-free and you're walking around like this. And your alignment and your shoulders and your back and everything is wrecked. Young girls out there, take note. Do not wreck your health, because that is exactly, you end up with unaligned shoulders, which isn't great, really, to be honest. So heavy bags for me is a no-no, particularly if they're heavy to start with, i.e. they have lots of metal and lots of embellishments and all of that kind of stuff, and they're heavy leather, meaning they're gonna, before you even put anything in there, they're already heavy. And then you add the kitchen sink and everything else you want in there, and you're just laden down. And you're uncomfortable, and it's, you know, you're not having a nice experience. And these things come to you after years and years and years of experience and buying handbags and going through the motions, as we all know. So that would be my number 1. And I have to say, I know I have my Elia tote, which I showed you in my last video. I will actually link that up here. And it is my only, say, larger bag. Well, I lie, I have one coming up, but that's another story. And my Elia tote is my go-to travel bag. We all need one for functionality and practicality purposes. We can't go around with mini bags all day, every day. And I just adore that bag, and it's quite light, it's quite featherweight because it's got like perforations through it. So that is my one larger bag, but apart from that, as you've seen from my collection, most of my bags are smaller, on the smaller side, on the more convenient side. And so that's my number 5 handbag deal breaker. Moving on to number 4, my number 4 deal breaker is unstructured bags. I am a fan of a structured bag. We all know, I think they're more elegant, I think they're more classy. I just love the clean lines, and unstructured bags for me can look messy, and you know, particularly when you're traveling and you're in an airplane and they're like sitting on the ground and they're wide open for prying eyes to see into. I mean, at our privates and everything else that might be in there. Private stuff, I mean, of course. And yeah, I mean, they can just, you know, you just don't know what you're going to be carrying in there, do we? You just don't know. So I just want to show you an example that I actually pulled out of the archives. And this is an example of one of my unstructured bags. It's a beautiful bag in saying that. It's a mulberry slouchy tote, and I do love the colour of it. It is quite heavy, going back to my first point, when you have stuff in it. At the moment, I only have little dust bags and things in there just to kind of keep its shape while it's in storage. And it is a little beauty, I have to say, and it's smushy and soft, and the leather is gorgeous. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, why don't I wear this bag? But the fact is, I don't. And so yeah, this is heavy, as I said. It's, you know, slouchy. It does close, so that's a good one on this one, because a lot of them, like say the Neverfull, they don't. If you have that bag, look, I love it, and we all need different bags at different stages in our lives. At the moment, I suppose I've gone through the baby stage and everything else, so I don't need a particularly big bag, but brilliant for new moms. And this one does close, but some of them just like they stay open. You can't find anything in them. They're unstructured, they're slouchy, they're messy looking. And yeah, I just don't use this bag. It is a beauty, and you know, maybe again I'll change, because as we know, never say never. You know, in a couple of months I might just want to wear this bag again. So that is the unstructured bags. My number 3 deal breaker is bags that are not versatile. My bag has to be versatile. We are putting a lot of money and investing a lot of money into our handbag purchases. So it has to be functional, be practical. You know, I like a good top handle. I like a crossbody. I like it to go from day to evening. I like, if I'm out for lunch and I decide to stay out, or, you know, for the whole day, that my handbag can take me from day to evening. And for me, that's really, really important, that it is versatile. And I get the value out of it, and I get the wear out of it, and it doesn't just sit in my wardrobe looking pretty. I mean, that thing has to go to work like everybody else. Can't just sit there looking pretty going, look at me, I'm lovely. Yeah, I don't need to do anything, just look nice. No. You need to be put to work, dear handbag. We need to get the cost per wear. You know, we've put a lot of money into you, so you have to serve me also. So that's on the versatility, whether it be, you know, colour, that it goes with a lot of different outfits. That is one thing I actually am big on. The colours have to be versatile. I go for a lot of blacks and nudes. One of my favourite colours, I think you may know, is that like camely, rich, biscuity colour. I absolutely adore that. I mean, I know I have a Chanel classic clutch with chain, but that bag is not just an evening bag. It's a big clutch that could go with a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and I'm all about that. I'm all about mixing high end and low end, and if the bag just sits there and maybe I take it out at Christmas or New Year's Eve, I've done that. I've been there, I've done that, I've worn the t-shirt. No, next. That's it. Deal breaker for me. So it just has to be versatile and just help me along in my life and help me get things easier, you know. So that's it. Number 2 then after that is, hold on, you're gonna have to edit this because I am making mistakes everywhere. So number 2 on my handbag deal breakers, and we're nearly getting to the top one, just wait there and wait for the bonus tip. Number 2, my handbag deal breakers, is the material. If the material of the bag is suede, if it is velvet, if it is anything high maintenance like that, if it is PVC. Now, what is going on with all the PVC that's around acrylic and things like that? I mean, from the high-end fashion houses, Chanel being one of them, like, I adore looking at these bags. They are fabulous, but at the end of the day, they're plastic, and people are paying $2,000 and $3,000 for a plastic bag. Just go to your local supermarket. I'm joking, of course. But I just don't get paying that much money for PVC. I certainly don't get it. The suede and the velvet, I can appreciate them. I've had them in the past. Again, I've learned from experience. And my theory on those is, unfortunately, they're too high maintenance. Nobody likes a high maintenance handbag. Nobody likes a high maintenance boyfriend. Nobody likes a high maintenance girlfriend. There's a trend here. So yes, I just think be very careful. I mean, I love the Christian Dior oblique 30 Montaigne with the CD on the front and the beautiful canvas material. I adore that bag. It's boxy, it's right up my alley. You know, it's kind of on the Celine box bag style, Bichette Matisse, you know, that kind of compartments and things. Beautiful, beautiful bag. But it's in oblique. I mean, if you get a curry stain on that when you're out for dinner or whatever it may be, a coffee stain or a splash of some sort, the handbag is ruined. You might say, oh, but you could, you know, get a little cloth, and the print probably would run into each other. So that, I mean, that bag is not cheap. It's €3,000 or more. So that is a no for me. They do it in the box leather though, which is beautiful. I have been thinking about that, but then I have the Celine bag in the box leather, and we've got to be smart here. We've got to be practical. We've got to be functional. We can't double up on things for them to sit on their shelves. We just can't do that. It's not allowed and it's not okay. So that is my number 2. And number 1 of all my handbag deal breakers is very simple. If I don't love it, I can't have it. And that is a rule I've had it myself now for a couple of years. I used to buy things willy-nilly, run in and be very spontaneous and be like, oh yeah, I'm just in a great mood today and look at that, yeah, oh, just buy that and blah, blah, blah. Worn it 2 or 3 times, sitting in the shelf. No. Absolutely, no, next. Deal breaker, I do not do that anymore. The way I do it now is I absolutely have to leave the store and kind of go, oh my God, I'm still thinking about it a week later, you know, when the endorphins and the adrenaline and everything else has calmed down. I'm still thinking about it and I've still researched it, and then I know I'm going to use it. I know I'm going to get the value out of it. I know I'm going to get the cost per wear out of it. So basically, if it makes your heart sing, absolutely go for it. Because in the past, what I have found, and I think I've said this before, particularly with Chanel and things like that, that I've said, oh no, they're far too expensive. So I'll buy, bags that are similar or remind me of, or the nearest thing I can get to but cheaper. And I keep repeating that until eventually I get the actual bag I wanted in the first place. So if the bag makes you sing, if you absolutely love it, and yes, then absolutely go for it. Save up your pennies, get rid of the stuff you're not wearing, sell them, do whatever you need to do, and buy the bag you love, because you will not regret it. It will be in your collection for years and years. And I think it's so much more important to curate that perfect collection rather than have thousands of bags that a lot of them you just look at every day, you know. So that is my number 1. It also has to, be very functional, be very practical, and even if it's expensive. I mean, you can look at your Chanel bags and go, God, they're so expensive, and I don't want to buy lambskin, and I don't want to... take, everything into consideration, and I agree, there are a lot of bags that aren't practical that way, but my bonus tip when investing and buying handbags, or more importantly, the deal breaker to make you not buy the handbag. And please think of this, because this is something particularly when we're younger, you young girls out there, you lucky ducks, this is what we would have made mistakes of being older, being wiser. And it was definitely my bonus tip is think of your lifestyle. How does it fit in with your lifestyle? If you're going to be going horse racing every day, are you going to go for lunch every day? Are you are you in a runaround job? Are you in a casual job? Are you in a dressed up job? Or what do you do in the evening? What do you do the weekends? How much value are you going to get out of this bag? How hard and tough are you on your own bags? Look at the wear and tear of your own bags. Do you throw them around? Do you mind them? So these are all things to take into consideration when going for that handbag that you love, because then it will be with you for a very, very long time, and you'll be very, very happy with your decision because you put that extra little bit of thought into it, which you always should do when you're paying so much for a bag. Also, some people like to think about the resale value, and a lot of the higher designer bags hold their value, which is amazing, particularly like older vintage pieces that just can't be got anymore. So those are things you might want to think of. The very fast fashion, trendy bags, they don't hold their value. They just tend to just come in and out of season, and then people just forget about them, and that's it. And you've paid thousands for this bag that now nobody wants. Particularly as well, a bag that's highly embellished. I would advise you to be very careful when buying. There was a beautiful Chanel out a few years ago with lots of badges on it. It was the reissue, yes, and lots of badges all over it. Beautiful bag, but it was very flash, quite heavy with all the badges on it and just not in anymore. I mean, there's another beautiful Chanel that we all love and crave, and it's the one with the pearls all over it. I would definitely make an exception for that one. That one is a little beauty. So they're my tips and tricks and my 5 top handbag deal breakers. I hope it's given you some value in helping you with your purchases along the way, because you know they're expensive purchases, and I hope this video has helped you in making some decision towards that purchase. If it is of some value, if you'd like to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when my next video is out, and if you could like and comment and share. What I would like to know is, what are your handbag deal breakers? Please mention in the comments down below so we can all share in this community. I'm going to open up a community tab so we can all chat to each other and help each other out. No, not just you talking to me individually. I want us all to talk to each other, particularly in the comment section down below, and all chat, share tips and tricks. What are your handbag deal breakers? They might be completely different to mine. Yours might help me. Hopefully I'll help you. And that's it. Until next week, same time, same place, I am going to leave a video right here. If you've enjoyed this one, you might just enjoy this one as well. And also for next week, I would like to tag Fabulous with me, Irene. I hope you would like to do this video, hon, and same time, same place, take care, be safe, be kind, be compassionate. Lots of love.